It's here in this edit suite where I spent a good part of my last more than a decade that I have been in the Northeast. Now, Northeast is not like an imagined community separate from the rest of India. It also has real people with real stories, and it's one thing to actually talk about conflict, to hear about conflict, or to even report conflict, but to live in that conflict taught me that it's not just about a bomb going off, shrapnels killing people, how white phosphorus changes the face of a child dying in front of you, but it also has the inner conflict of every individual. And this particular book, Cheinpaonabazaar, is not about revolution, but it is about the inner revolution, about people, about real people. It is very universal. It talks about love, it talks about illicit marriages, it talks about World War. I mean, I remember a gentleman called Golmohan Singh, who's not even sure how old is he, but he remembers that he was 11 years when the Japanese had come, and there was this Battle of Red Hill, a very decisive battle of the Second World War. He was the only witness to that war, and so I was just a chronicler. I basically, over the last several years of covering these areas in the Northeast, I met people on roadside dhabas, I met people at funerals, and picked up stories. So stories which I thought was important to tell, stories which I felt was so important that it must be told, because Northeast, and I don't believe that there is one Northeast, but let's, for the sake of convenience, say that there is a Northeast. Now, there are certain stereotypes in which this Northeast, within quotes, is entrapped. And I wanted to defy and challenge those stereotypes. I mean, when you land in this place, it's not like everybody is strumming a guitar or bombs are going off. I mean, this is a place where, like I mentioned earlier, where people like anywhere else in the world live, and they have their own angst, they have their own dilemmas, they have their own struggles, they have their own loves and likes. And this book, Cheinpaonabazaar, is about this. Paonabazaar is a market in Imphal. Now, most of the book is about actually Manipur, though there is a bit of Assam and Meghalaya out there. Meghalaya, or the capital Shillong, is where I grew up. I went to school out there. This is the situation room of the NDTV Bureau in the Northeast. This is Guwahati. Most of my book, almost 60% of the book, was written, thought of, conceived on this table when I didn't have a story to do, or when I didn't know where to go from. When I came back from counting body bags, I wanted to take that off my mind, and I wrote stories of those people that I met in my journey. I hope you'll like reading the book. It's going to be out very soon. As the blurb of the book at some point writes, says that not all revolutions are televised, but some stories still need to be told.